Okay. Hey, everybody. I am Jamie Hernandez. I am here today with some of the authors from Horror Writers Inc. in partnership with Weird Realities podcast to discuss the Netflix zombie show All of Us Are Dead. And tonight we're going to be discussing episodes 7 through 9. If you guys all want to introduce yourselves before we get going, go ahead, Scott.
I'm Scott Baker, retired CIA officer, currently a full-time writer. I've got a lot of books to my credit, but currently I have two zombie series. Nurse Alyssa versus the Zombies. Book 8 will be coming out the end of March. And The Chronicles of Paul, which I'm going to start working on the second book soon.
Yeah. Hey, Chassie. Or go ahead, Jay.
Hi, my name is Jay Bauer. I call myself author of nightmares. I've got several horror novels under my belt, and most recently, a zombie series called Dead Blood. Book 2 comes out tomorrow, actually, and it's one of my readers suggested it felt like I took a vampire and dropped him in an episode of The Walking Dead. So that's probably a really good description of it. So excited to be here and hang out with everybody.
Yeah, happy to have you here. Trying to show Wanda's comment. There we go. Hey,
Hi,
Wanda.
Wanda.
Go ahead, JB.
I'm JB Havens. I'm the author of the Zombie Instinct series. It's a 3-book trilogy in addition to other stuff, but that's my horror series. It's actually on sale right now on ebook, all 3 of them. So, yeah, that's what I got. I suck at this part. I never know what to say.
Bethany.
I am Bethany Steetzman. I'm the author of Highway of the Dead series, and I have the Gabby Jones series out.
And Sylvester.
Okay. My name is Sylvester Barzy. I am a horror and fantasy author. I am the author of the zombie series Planet Dead, and book 1 is on sale. Today's the last day for the sale for 99 cents. And yeah, I just love talking zombies and horror. That's pretty much it.
Okay, great. Well, let's get started. I thought the last 3 episodes were really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Or where to start with? There's so many big things happened.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can start with them making their barricade their plans to escape the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Like I don't know. I guess me sitting there, I was just like picking their plan apart, which isn't fair because I wasn't doing it. But but I was just like, I don't know. I felt like there was a better way to go about this. But yeah.
It is, but then I keep telling myself, these are 16, 17, 18-year-olds. This isn't us doing this. These are high school kids who all of a sudden found themselves. And I try to think, what would I have done when I was that age? And I would have done something completely stupid. I mean, what they do is smart, considering what my friends and I would have done.
Good.
No, I was going to say, it seemed like they've done this a couple times throughout the season so far, where they have some type of barrier to push in front of things. Like if they're going down the hallway, going down the stairs, they got the doors. And so this was just like an extension of that in a grander scale, if you will. But they do a lot of that in this show, where they have some kind of barrier between them and the zombies. And this was, like I said, they piled up a whole lot more stuff than a door.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have had a one-track mind. I would have been still focused on trying to get through that door that they couldn't open. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I think they would have been able to bust that door open.
I definitely wanted them to just meet. It wasn't. I didn't get the payoff that I wanted. I wanted them to see her with all this food hoarded, the evilness.
Just two things. I know. I agree with you. They always seem to be putting up a barricade between themselves and the zombies, but they have no choice. Mm-hmm. Unlike every zombie series and movies, they don't have weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to fall back to barricading and hiding and keep on retreating. And I kind of agree with you. I was waiting for them to bust in and find her and then like just, make this girl feel miserable.
Catch her with her Twinkies.
But I think I understand why they didn't break in, because I think it was so much greater when she finally, okay, I've got to join the group. I've got to be part of this. And then before she can redeem herself.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I agree. I was like, yes. But the thing there was a part of me that was like, she wanted to redeem herself and never got the chance.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I don't mind that she didn't get to you.
See, I love the fact that she got hers, but I didn't love the fact that the bully gave it to her, because he's catching too many bodies. He's just going around like he's Terminator. It's just too much right now.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting was that Namra, the one who's kind of like half zombie also, she heard her in the other room. I don't think she knew. Yeah, I don't think she knew who it was. She was just hearing noises and was trying to figure it out. But she heard her. And then she was like, things are just getting weird, and wanted to peace out. But I kind of liked that they didn't run into each other, because it gave her a chance to build her character. Because if they had run into each other, they would have just jumped on her again, like just attacked her, and she would have gotten all defensive.
Her to distract the zombies instead of that barricade they built.
That's the bully's job. He uses everyone to distract zombies.
But like Namra is an interesting character, because
she's
it's
a
like
badass.
Yeah, she's a badass, but like because she's not eating people, her like zombie superpowers just aren't developing fast enough. Everybody else is doing all this cool shit, and she's like, I think I hear something down the hall.
Well, if you listen to the scientist guy when he was talking, he was saying that it takes all of your sins and just like amplifies them. So if you're a bad person, like it's going to amplify those sins really bad. And that one girl who just didn't give a care about anything, I forgot her name, but who just didn't care. Like she just went on just not caring. Like
you're talking about the young girl that was banging on the cell phone.
Yeah. So then Namra, she was just kind of always putting up barriers. And so it's like kind of like she finally found some friends, and it just amplified that for her.
Well, I'm curious. The two, Inju and the bully, Guinan, were bitten, but I'm still going with the fact that they were angry. They didn't turn. They've got the zombie qualities. Guinan bit Namra. She's not a zombie, but when she starts to get angry in intense situations, it starts to come out.
Yeah, she can like tap into it.
She can tap into it, but she doesn't go full blown, let me munch on my boyfriend mode.
It's just another thing that reminds me of the rage virus from 28 Days Later. This whole thing just says it's really similar.
Well, I thought it was really interesting that the bullied girl, that's just what I refer to. I can't keep track of some of the names.
Yeah, I do make names too.
Yeah, the bullied girl, when she bit the teacher, he turned into a zombie. So that means she's a different kind of hybrid?
Well, maybe because I feel like if they bite you, they turn you, but if they like kill you, then you'll turn into a zombie, because she was like eating on him. So maybe once they bring you past that point for the infection to keep you, that's what happens. Yeah.
Okay, so I only know this because I literally just stopped watching the episode as we were starting, taking notes. But the military guys, they were doing tests on that one soldier who volunteered, and they're getting all this information from it. And they were saying, the virus is mutating and it's evolving. So I think I don't think it's really like rules on how you become that one. I think it's just the virus itself mutates. Kind of like if you catch a flu, like we may have different symptoms from each other, but it's all the same thing.
Can we just establish that soldier's whole little story was not necessary? We already had sad things going on. They didn't have to toss that. I was just like, no.
The only reason he was necessary is because you needed somebody that the military had.
It hurt so bad. He was just like, "Oh, they won't send me in there. I'm only weeks away from leaving." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Like every World War II movie. Oh, I'm retiring tomorrow, and then
Mom, and then he didn't make it. I was just, oh my god.
But what I like was
they want him to be a sympathetic character too. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
What I liked is they used him to make the military a little bit more, not personable is not the right word, but like you know, okay, you take different militaries in different countries and stuff, they all react differently, and oftentimes in a lot of our books too, military is portrayed as just not giving a care and just steamrolling people and using it as a tool, as a weapon. But on this one, the head of the military, like he was genuinely trying to find stuff, and the guy where he was like, we want to do research on this guy, get consent from the parents, and they're like, it's martial law, we don't need it. He goes, we took their child from him, so we need to get consent, you know. So it's kind of portraying the military in a different light as actually trying to help people, but solve things, do things, and still taking precautions because of what happened with the helicopter, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But it's like he's making the tough decisions, and as usual, not everyone's going to agree. There's no right or wrong decision.
And I also like the fact that he's not. It's pure military. Not the congresswoman, but the congressional woman there, completely. I don't care. You stand in line, you wait. You know, you get no special privileges. And then, like you said, you know, getting the permission from the it makes him a unique character. You know, I'm anxious to see what goes on with him. Now, let me ask you guys: the cop and the kid and the Seoul University cop. Did you expect those two to go become the comic relief?
I definitely like. Once that cop was not down for saving anybody, I knew he was just gonna be the comic relief. But like I do love his personality, and at first when he took off, I was like, damn.
It's gold.
I was happy to see him come back. I love that they were just ragging on him in the bus. They were like, "You left." He's like, "I came back."
And they teamed up with Orange Gibberish. It's just like it's crazy.
Oh my god!
Like that guy's like sole winner of this whole series.
And like when he was standing. Go ahead.
When he was standing on top of the house and he's yelling down at him, his voice reminded me so much of like Ross from Friends. I was waiting for him to yell like pivot.
I'm forever going to imagine that every time I see his character.
I still love the fact when he's running away from the zombie, he's like and subscribe, and subscribe.
He was such a fool, and the fact that he just came out of nowhere, I really enjoyed that. Just to see. I do like that, even though there are a whole bunch of like little side stories that aren't necessary. I do like that they're thrown in there so you can see different aspects of that outbreak.
I really like that you have the sergeant and then the guy who is with him. And when the sergeant is taping up the little girl, like putting the menus on her arms, and the guy with him is just kind of talking, and he's like, you know, we should just leave the kids here, you know, like he's trying to talk over the kid, and he's like, we like the adults, like we need to go send the information and they'll come back for the kids. And then that little girl, she's like, if you're really scared, you can just stay here.
I love that kid.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
so what did you guys think? I thought it was neat seeing the kids actually kind of get vulnerable with each other. I'm kind of jumping ahead, but when they were on the roof and they, you know, started opening up about things and how Namra never had any friends, and the popular boy and Namra like each other, and then Anjo's reaction when her best friend said that he liked her was just like so extreme. And I guess I'm trying to remember, like, what would I have thought at that age, you know? But it was just like, you know, get away from me. She's crying. She's saying, you know, that he's ruined everything. And
well, I guess it's just because so much is changing. Like she lost her best friend, and now she feels like she doesn't have anyone that she can just kind of like talk to. Now it just changes your whole dynamic, and it's probably gonna make them worry about each other more, and it's just great. The whole roof thing is just a crazy fiasco. The ass whooping they got, the helicopter is all that roof is bad luck. That's all.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Well, especially starting where the one guy left him there.
I
He
know.
kept the doors locked, and I thought that was funny because he was with the crazy girl. That's what I'm going to call her because I don't know her name.
Girl.
Yeah, and so she originally she said that she wished the whole place would just like everyone would die.
Right.
And so that's why he left the doors locked, because he was like respecting her wishes in his weird in love puppy dog way. And then
After
she
he
goes
left
and
her die.
yeah.
But he did
then
it
but then she goes and sets a fire to burn everyone down, and that's what saves them by opening the doors.
Yeah,
So I was like, that was cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool because it was just like, just in case a fire door will open. I was like, yes, light it all up.
So does the butthead on the roof now replace the other girl as the number one asshole of the series? When he heard them.
I think he was just
he
like,
heard them on the other side, and he didn't bother to unlock the door to let them out. It wouldn't have hurt him. He just got on the chopper as the sole survivor and left.
I still think the girl in the pink sweater was worse because she deliberately killed
she deliberately killed
because she didn't like him. Whereas
that's true. All right,
I thought we were comparing him and Bully Girl, but if we're comparing him and the girl in pink, then she's definitely still the worst person.
I'm sorry,
a lot of bullies.
So it depends. If it's him and the Bully Girl, I don't know why I'm not sympathetic to him. I don't see him as, I think, the reason I don't see him as bad is just because later on when the helicopter left them anyway, I kind of felt like, oh, well, they were going to get left anyway.
See, I see him as the weakest human in the bunch.
Yeah.
I'll do anything for you, my love. Let's go get the cell phone. I'm not going to leave the roof for you. I don't see him locking the door. I didn't see it as him locking the door to follow her wishes. He didn't want anybody. He was afraid somebody would come up.
Yeah, and self-preservation overruled it.
And the helicopter is there. All he would have had to do was unlock it, let the other kids out. They all would have got to safety, and he did.
Because he heard them, and not only does he know there's people beyond that door, he can't 100% say that everyone in the school is dead. But that's what he told them. He definitely allowed any survivors whatsoever to just be left there to die. So he's a shitbag. But I mean,
let's hope he gets his in episode 12. That's all.
His because maybe he felt. I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. But it's almost like maybe he felt so much guilt over letting his girl go, knowing she was going to die. Because she even says later when they meet up again, where she's like, "You let me go, knowing I would die." Maybe the guilt just overrode him so much that he was just like, "I'm going to do this one last wish for her." I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him too much justice. I'm just throwing that out there.
I just felt like they should have been a little more focused on. They would have died, but I feel like they should have been a little more focused on getting revenge on their bullies than the whole school as a whole. I mean, if they ran into super zombies, they would have been murdered. But they should have at least sought him out. Like, oh, let's go get ours. I don't know.
And there are a lot of bullies, that's for sure. I mean, that's a big theme of the show.
Yeah, but that's high school. That's what I liked about that whole, like you were talking before about them around the fire, and even them with the camera going around saying their last stuff. Like, it showed you the side that, like Scott was saying, they're still teenagers. And you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and you're going to be on a roof knowing rescue was gone and not knowing what's going to happen, and you're sitting here nervous to say that you like someone or you have a crush on someone. Like, I think they did a really good job keep bringing it back to that. And I think the actors did a really good job because there's so many scenes where they're just looking at each other and they're not speaking, and you can see all the emotion going on back and forth. Like, those actors are phenomenal.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely enjoyed the little like banter between the guy that calls his friend brother-in-law, and then and then the girl that supposedly likes him. I love that back and forth. I love that back and forth.
Yeah.
I will be right back.
Okay.
What did you guys think of like the little group of archers with the kid that got shot in the stomach?
I like that they kept trying to save him. Yeah, like they.
Yeah,
I like them. I like the. I like the sexual tension between the two women.
Yeah.
I mean, the archer, I can't remember her name. I think Heyru doesn't really care. But the other one is like, she just admires the hell out of her.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that like they're the only kick-ass ones in the school.
Yeah.
You know, it's the two archers and it's the girl who's, I don't know, I guess you'd call her goth if she was in today, you know, if they were making this in a today high school. But God, that other kid is so bloody annoying. I would feed him to the zombies, but I feel bad for the zombies. Oh, I don't want to go out until, let's wait till night when they can't see us. Oh, it's night. Let's wait till the day so we can see what we're doing.
He always has an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love the Archer storyline. That's really cool.
And we all knew that kid in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stabbed that kid with a pencil.
Oh my God.
For real.
In a way, every character, we knew half of those kids in high school, whether they were our friends, whether they were the kid that sat beside us. And I think that's why this is so effective. It's realistic. You know, I can relate to some of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I can relate to like really liking this girl who doesn't like me. She likes my friend. And it's sad, but it's realistic.
What I like is that the guys in all of them, was it I got to look at my notes on their names because I had to write them down. Chung Sung and Su Hwayak. Oh gosh, I did not write them well. I call him the ninja guy and the one who likes Anjo. Yeah. Okay. So I like that they're still best buds throughout all this. Like, there's a definite love triangle.
Yeah.
Weird shape going on between them and all the girls, but like those two are still just best buds.
That's the former bully boss and the chubby guy.
Yeah.
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 And I love that Chung Sung like stood up to the bully guy where he was like, none of you know who I am. Like, he's so mad that nobody knows who I am. He's like, yeah, I know who you are. You're the bully's golfer. Like, that's who you are. You'll always be nothing.
That was a great scene on the roof when Queen Anne showed up.
Yeah.
I think it was at the end of episode 6 or 7 that he all of a sudden shows up on the roof.
Yeah, he climbed the drain pipe or whatever up the side of the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we knew he was climbing up, I'm like, why isn't Namra hearing him? You know, because Anjo is right at the edge there, after being upset about her best friend liking her, and Namra didn't hear it. Like, she's hearing other things, but when he's climbing up, she didn't hear any of that. I thought that was a little.
Well, I think she only hears it when she starts to like zombie out.
Yeah.
You know, where her eye starts to go and she starts ticking. Like, when she has that, that's when her powers amplify, I think.
That makes sense.
And I was with Guinam, I'm getting like a real serious like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers vibe from him, because like he's just kind of moving real, just coming right at him, and they can't stop him, they can't kill him. You know, even at one point the music kind of sounded like it was from Friday the 13th, but it was like he's got this unstoppable quality about him, and he's a lot of times he's not moving real fast. You see all these zombies running past him, and he's just like going real slow because he knows where he's going. He knows what he's gonna do, and no one can stop him. I'm getting that kind of vibe out of him. It's pretty, and he's playing that character really, really well. I like it.
He is.
I want him to die really, really bad, but he's.
But you want him to live until the 12th episode before he dies.
Have you guys? It's kind of a tangent, but have you guys ever seen? You guys saw Jeepers Creepers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
No,
the scene where the monster is walking out, holding the lady, the cat lady, by the neck and holding her forward, and you
Yeah.
don't see him yet until he moves her.
Yeah.
I had serious vibes on that when the bully was carrying that zombie girl up the stairs, and all you saw was the zombie girl, and then she moved, and then you see him, and then like the episode cuts out, and I was like, oh, like they totally Jeepers Creepered that, like. So cool.
My DoorDash is coming.
Ah.
Well, go ahead, Scott.
No, I was going to say, these last 3 episodes, I'm seeing a Z Nation vibe to it. That there are some of them who aren't zombies. And I can't remember his name from Z Nation.
Murphy.
But there's like 2 or 3 Murphys in the group that just walk around, and I'm waiting for them to start to control them.
That would be interesting if they.
I like the aspect of the zombie virus affecting people differently because, like, in the real world, I feel like it would affect people differently. I don't think everyone would turn into zombies, or I don't think. Like, I just feel like every person is different, so the impact should be different. So, I like that. I like when things want to twist up the genre because I get tired of people saying that like zombies are boring or they're played out because all they watch is The Walking Dead. So I like a new heartbeat to this genre every now and then.
You know, they'll say it's boring, but they keep watching it and reading it. So I
know. And I think that's why this show, because in June, the girl that sets fire to the school, she gets hit by the bus, she shows up at the refugee camp. She meets the kid from the roof, right, Chol-Soo?
Yeah.
And I love what she says to him. I want to eat you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like, okay, I did what I have to do now. Let's go zombie mode. I'm dying to see what happens to her.
Was just so I don't know. I feel like there were so many signs that you shouldn't be around this girl. You smacked her with a bus and she was fine. So I was just like, I just felt like somebody should have been like, something's not good right now.
Like scars from the bite marks on her neck and stuff, and like her legs, they keep showing it. It's like,
she's too damn calm.
I never noticed that.
Yeah. She's too calm. Like,
it seems like they check temperatures. They don't check for bite marks on anybody.
Well, yeah, they check temperatures, and I guess the halfies are low temperature, and the zombies are high temperatures or something. So they feel like when you're gonna turn, you're gonna have a high temperature, but the halfies, they have really low temperature.
But like, how hard?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, how heartbreaking was that scene though, when she was being literally lifted into the helicopter, and then they're like, nope, and then she had to be dropped back down and unbuckled, like. That I cannot imagine the emotional turmoil she went through.
Well, they're just being like, shoot them. He keeps telling them to shoot them, even though they're all back, you know, he doesn't need to. I was glad he didn't, obviously.
Yeah. I applaud that soldier because it definitely took a lot for him to just disobey orders, knowing that he's got to go back and answer for it. So
and you saw how upset he was about it when he got in the helicopter too. Yeah. Like he says, "I'm sorry," you know.
Yeah, and it's just so hard because I mean, I guess you can't blame them because they have this person here who looks normal, but she is infected. So, and then I mean, we gotta be a little fair. The group wasn't gonna tell them that they do have someone that's half infected.
That's true.
They wasn't gonna say nothing about Namra, and we don't officially know what was gonna happen to her. Like right now, she's cool, but like 10 minutes from now, she might snap. They don't know.
And kind of going along with that, I can't remember. I think it was episode 7 or may have been 6, because I kind of watched them back to back there. Yeah. But they talked about the kids being hope and the older people being wisdom. And, you know, and the differences between that and like, you need both of them, you know, you have to have both to continue. But in that episode 9, when they're telling them shoot the kids, it's like, shoot the hope. you know, because they didn't go for these kids for the longest time. They just left that high school, just let them do what they wanted to do. And, you know, it for me, it brought back that line that they talked about with hope and wisdom. And it's like, well, I guess they're going for wisdom because they really are trying to get rid of hope as much as they can, you know. And part of that was, let's shoot these kids, you know, let's not bring them on board.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't enough to just leave them. The commander wanted them dead.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah, that was like too much, because on one side that's true. Or keep them all locked up, strapped to bed just for a little bit. But like, yeah, on one side, you know, there's someone that is infected and still looks normal, but then you also know you have like normal people. So for you to order your soldiers to murder these kids and you have no idea if they're infected or not is just like too much. But then again, they could have ran into like a roof full of the bullies, and
right,
they might have needed to murder all of them.
Playing devil's advocate, I do understand the general. If this breaks out of Yonsan and hits Seoul, Seoul is one of the most populated cities, and it'll just travel. I mean, it's a vast expanse. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so you're shooting the kids. You're trying to contain it any way possible. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. But now that you've got that incident in the camp itself with Inju eating Chol Su, what's going to happen now?
Kind of going with the children are the hope and the adults are wisdom.
Yeah.
Earlier in episode 7, when Namra is tied to the ninja guy,
right?
Amjoy, she comes up to them and she says like, hatred is contagious and hope is too, or something along those lines. Trust is too. So hatred is contagious, trust is too. So I'm going to trust you right now in hopes that the rest of the group will trust you. So it's kind of like along that line where the kids, like, she's showing hope right there. But then you look at the general and he's using the wisdom where he's like, I don't have all the information. And like you said, we have one person here who looked normal and now they're attacking people. So I'm using my wisdom to not bring these other kids here. So it's kind of interesting because you see that his wisdom is kind of, like he's feeding that fear a little bit and she's feeding that hope. And they both kind of worked out for their own camps type thing. But I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into the writers, but in my mind, I'm like, this makes total sense. Like, good job, guys. But I don't know if I got it across.
No, I mean, you can do with a 12-episode show so much that you can't do with a 2-hour movie. And I think there's a lot of aspects here that I am really anxious to watch these last 3 episodes to see what are they going to do. Are they going to contain? What's going to happen with the orange gibberish and the 2 cops? If what's going to happen to Guinan? There's one part of me that says he's the one who's going to survive, and he's going to like go to Pusan or something.
Yeah. You guys think they'll pull the? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying it. You think they're gonna pull the military out of like their quarantine camp and then just like bomb everything and bomb the city and just do one of them?
That would be one way to get rid of it, or to try to eliminate it, and then Guinan would just walk right through the flames and just be like,
he's gonna have that slow motion action shot.
Yeah, like you said, like Jason. Yeah, because Jason did that, I think.
Right.
It would depend on how quickly it spreads in the camp, and
That's true.
I'm doing it as a writer to his actions. If all of a sudden, thanks to Inju, it starts spreading quickly through the camp. Just nuke the whole camp with soldiers in it. You don't know who's going to be in there.
I mean, when I first saw Return of the Living Dead and they nuked the town, that was the first time I was ever surprised by something like that. So I'm not surprised if that happens. I mean, I've already seen it, but I'm not surprised if that happens.
Strange when they bring people into that refugee camp. they don't seem to do any kind of examination.
No.
Like
Just
they say it's going to be 12 to 72 hours before we can examine you.
yeah,
Like,
it's just the temperature gun.
So they're apparently not checking for bites or anything when they're bringing people in.
Yeah.
Well, I took it to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just asking. Do they at that point they don't really even know what's going on? So I don't know if they even know to look for zombie bites or this thing. Like it's it's something that a scientist in a high school made up. So it's not until the sergeant gets there that they find out about the laptop and they go get the info after confirming it with the specimen, the soldier at the beginning that they're doing tests on. So yeah, I don't think they even really know about it.
See, I looked at it as sort of COVID related. Yeah, we got a lot of people. We got no staff. You know, it's going to take 72 hours to get you tested.
Yeah, that's how I saw it too.
But then Bethany brings up a good point. They don't know it's a zombie outbreak yet. So are they taking blood tests? Are they isolating them? You know?
But you think they know something because they have one of the zombies and they've sent their people in to see what's going on. But like, yeah, I would just be a little more concerned, like how they were bringing refugees in and they were being protested and everybody was in this big old open camp. Like maybe that's why I don't have any power, because everybody would be kind of like in a pit until we figure out what's going on. You're all going to be in this dark room and then we're going to take you out one by one when we do our medical tests. And that's how we're going to solve it.
Chance asked a question a second ago. Has anyone read the Korean comic it's based on? I haven't. I'm going to. No. Chance, have you read it? And does it track pretty well with the series?
I want to, because like I can't wait for them to make a season 2. I need to know what happens.
Hey, Angel. Hey, Angel.
Hey, Angel. I haven't seen you for a while.
I thought it was based on like a webtoon. I didn't realize there was a comic.
I just thought that they just like interchanged the word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys touched on the whole scene when they tied themselves together and he was like, if she bites someone, it's gonna be me first. Because I got a big old laugh out of that. Because she was gonna bite you anyway. They were trying to save you. So I don't and he's like, she's gonna bite me first. I was like, well, that was the plan anyway. So
that's that puppy love right there. And he got his kiss though. Oh man, when they had their little kiss and their little smiles, I was like, you got this.
I would have just been sitting there like, fine, let her eat you. Go ahead.
When you're 17, you'll do anything, no matter how stupid, to get the girl you like to kiss. Come on.
It's just so much. It's just I do love the puppy dog aspects because it just it takes you away from the zombies. Like they have so much hope, as you were saying, for people who are surrounded by the dead.
So that's sort of, and thinking about what you're saying, there's the hope, this whole aspect of hope, knowing the way the Koreans are with zombie movies, it's just not going to have a happy ending.
No, I don't think so. I think everybody's going to die. I think they're all going to be dead at the end.
Except for Green Arm and Injo.
Yep.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. I mean,
Busan jaded all of you.
Green Arm is just the best bully ever. And then when he got to kill the leader of the bullies, that was
cool.
I
Yeah.
was rooting for him there, you know.
Yeah, that gave you a look into it because that shows that he had his own bully. Like bullies don't just wake up. Everyone, like whether it's they're picked on at home or they feel like school, the grading system's picking on them, bullies have their own bullies. And that was his bully because he's got all this power, but he was under there. Actually, for a moment, you saw him just kind of like contemplating, listening to him. And then he was like, nah. I'm gonna do away with you.
Now the strongest of the group got rid of his last bully. So now he is the Uber bully. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with that. With the next,
he was too much when he fell off that roof.
Oh yeah,
and he got back up. I was just like, what's it gonna take? Like, what?
That
I have to cut his head off, I think.
Yeah.
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 Like, can you actually kill them? The half bees, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
seems
telling you, if I see him get decapitated and he's just like, oh,
Yeah.
puts it back on,
He just
I'd lose my
walks
mind.
around. He's sewing it.
Well, now there's a question: have we seen, except for the ones that the archers kill with the headshots and the neck shots, we haven't seen any of them really die. They're just running around the school, falling off of buildings, getting
yeah,
up,
Yeah.
running.
no,
In
dude.
the
I
in the
feel like
fire,
The
the ones that
soldiers
were on
too.
fire didn't die
Yeah.
either.
I feel like it's got to be like massive blood loss, and I feel like it has to be something that's gonna shut down the body. So that I love the archer team. The archery team.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so good. And then it took a while for them to just be like, oh yeah, my sister's on. Because when she said she was looking for her brother, I was like, which random character is your brother? I was like, it's one of those background characters because we know everyone else. So, but yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hey.
Hi, Mark.
I really like the scene where the Negan Korean stuff. Where the dad, when he's trying to get back and he's on the street and he runs across the couple who's in the car.
Yeah.
And he's just like begging, like please help me. And then he gives him the shotgun to help out, and then he turns her on him. Like, you need to, and that, I feel like that just shows a lot of human nature right there.
Yeah.
You know, just people in desperation. And I like that they show adults doing situations, some stuff too. So you kind of get that whole aspect. But I feel like that was a good scene.
Yeah, I feel for the dad because he's ran into so many different hurdles to keep him from finding his daughter. He like saved the politician, and then she talked him out of going to find his daughter, and then he had to go like knock the hell out of some soldiers to go find his daughter, and then that dude, like, it's too much. He's dad of the year right there. Like, that's I thought I was a good dad. I need to step my game up.
Well, and then parent of the year, like the whole ending scene of episode 9 where he's Chung So sees his mom, and you're like, like everyone was waiting for that.
Yeah.
That was like the heartbreak of the century, right
You
there.
knew it was gonna happen.
And he doesn't at first see her as a zombie.
Exactly.
He sees her as his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that cuts him deep because he has this mental block in his head where he thinks his parents only care about the restaurant. His mother only cares about the restaurant. So much so that they named him after the restaurant. So it's just so much.
We'll have to add you to the cast.
Yeah.
Knock up the ratings.
Yeah, put some clothes on though.
This isn't OnlyFans though. This isn't OnlyFans.
You gotta start charging for that, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, can't give it away for free.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
I missed what Bethany said.
I just
I'm sorry. She snorted, and I'm just
Oh, I thought it was zombies coming through my door.
But yeah, once the mom died, like the minute she died, that's when I was just like, now when is he gonna see her? And when he saw her, and it's a lot because it's kind of like, I guess since their lives are so much about school, like you saw them going to after school programs, like late in the middle of the night training, that because like my friends knew who my mom was, but his friends don't. So, and it was just a lot. That was a hard scene. I'm a mama's boy. I don't like scenes like that.
It was
really well done.
Yeah, it was really well done. Yeah. It got me.
Yeah, when you look at the writing, the screenwriters for this are brilliant. They just weave all the little storylines in. They weave in a little bit of the humor and the emotional impact. Like you were saying, the scene with the car. You know, help us. Here's a gun. You know, I got to go. Oh, and he turns the gun on him. I mean, and then the guy, if I remember, he didn't do anything. He's so fearful. He's so he's so panic-ridden, he doesn't know what to do.
He just reacted. Well,
Yeah.
I do have a question because I have seen it all, but does anyone remember what happened to the restaurant dad? Like,
No.
because he left before everything happened, and then we never saw him again.
No.
he's just part of the mass.
He just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to go get
He had
something
less
for the
time on
sign or something.
He had less time on screen than the baby does that the Three Stooges are trying to say.
The Three Stooges.
I thought
Those Stooges kept that baby alive.
Slept.
He's still in the back
Too
cooking.
salty chicken. Yeah.
I'm walking out like, what's going on?
That girl was cold-blooded. It's like, how's the chicken? It's salty. I mean, you could pull me aside, let me know. Like, don't announce.
You
it
did
to
ask
everybody.
though, like.
I mean, ugh.
Yeah, you asked. That's what I would say.
You ain't getting chicken next time.
That's right.
And be like, not enough. Sorry.
Now, see, Chance, if I was writing it, the government knew about it all along, and they're the ones that started the zombie virus, following his lead.
Yeah, but I like that. I like the whole it wasn't the government. I like that it was such a smaller scale thing that just because then it's just fair. Like everybody's got conspiracy theories about the government. But what if my next door neighbor just cooked up the zombie? Well, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't.
And what I like about it too is it wasn't done out of malice. He was trying to make his son strong to stand up to the bullies, and it went wrong.
He was just trying to make the super soldier serum, and it went terribly wrong.
And I love the scene. We talked about it last time when in the police station, when the zombies were coming in, and he realized his mistake, and he just threw himself into the pack. 7 or 8 of them were bending him over, and he told Sean the cop, "Go, stop it."
Like, I kind of feel like he should have realized his mistake when he had a teenage girl chained to a radiator. But
I think he was way past that.
I mean,
when you chain up your, I'm sorry, what?
I was going to say next time, instead of creating a zombie virus, you maybe sign your kid up for some self-defense classes or something.
I know. Or, you could go full on Taken and just like, I don't know, catch him in a dark alley, slap those bullies around.
There you go.
Should have let him join the archery team.
Yeah, we don't need to kill all of humanity here,
Yeah, like there's so many steps that could have been done, but like I'm still like.
You said you've seen the last 3, Sylvester?
Oh yeah, I've seen. I watched it all.
Has anybody else watched the last 3?
I have.
No.
Because I was going to say, let's take a guess what's going to happen, and then next week see if we're right.
Oh, you guys could guess.
Yeah, Jamie left us. Jamie
left us unsupervised. This is now.
It turns into
anything that happens is Jamie's fault.
When she comes back, we all just need to be dead silent and just make her really uncomfortable.
Like we're all frozen.
Where did you go? Yeah, still.
I think the government's gonna pull out, and I think the whole thing is gonna get like firebombed or napalmed or whatever. They're just gonna nuke the whole thing. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's one guess. What's yours, Jay?
I think I think they're going to do something like that. I think Guinan is going to survive it all, and he's going to be like that Michael Myers character, man, just going to keep trucking through and bringing the virus wherever he wants to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Scott, what you got?
I'm going to go with the fact I think they're going to go for a sequel. It's going to break into Seoul. Guinan, I think, is going to die because letting him live would just be too. It would be too easy. He'll die gloriously. We'll all love it. It's either going to be Inshu, the girl that had been they made the video of, because she's just becoming insidious, or she'll die and it'll be Namra will start turning, and she'll be the one that perpetuates it.
Good guesses. Jamie, have you seen all the episodes yet?
No, I have only watched through 9.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So what's your guess
of how it's going to end? I was offline there for a minute. Sorry, my computer.
Oh yeah, how it's going to end? What's your guess?
I'm torn because I think Greenham is. I think they're going to do a season 2. I don't know if it's been announced or anything, but it just seems like the show's to hit that there would be a season 2.
Yeah.
I could see them keeping him, except that he was so badly injured from the fall off the roof that even though it's not going to kill him and he can, jerk his bones around, he's like bent in half practically. So, not sure, but I could see them keeping him for season 2 if he's, still able to move around and stuff, just because he is the ultimate bully. I think almost everybody else, if not everybody's going to die. I just. It depends if they're planning to do another season.
Yeah.
And some people are going to make it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to get another season, but I've been fooled before by Netflix. But nobody guessed that it was a dream. You all lost.
That's how I want to end The Walking Dead. Rick wakes up in a hospital room.
A coma dream?
Yeah. Shane is there, his wife, Carl, Negan and the governor are his doctors. Carol is his nurse.
Negan's the orderly.
And then gives him his food.
Yeah.
There'd be riots. Like,
there would be.
Riot.
There would be. I really wish they, after I saw how the comic book ended, that was the only time I was like, I wish Carl lived. Because I never liked Carl, but I like the comic book ending more. So since Carl's dead, it's not going to happen.
Now, Chance had mentioned that Netflix is hinting of doing like a All of Us Are Dead multiverse where they do it in different. I want to see a season that takes place in North Korea.
Okay.
I mean, that's just isolated, all those underground facilities, that lunatic that's running the show up there. That I think would be unique. Even if they only do just like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Because that was my favorite from World War. It was one of my favorite chapters from World War Z. When the guy was looking at South Korea into the border and talking about how all the intelligence reported everybody went into the bunkers and then somebody turned and nobody got out.
Maybe. I definitely think it's going to get a season 2. But yeah, I was fooled with Daybreakers, V-Wars, there's so many things that Netflix lied to me. I'm still crying about Julie and the Phantoms.
V-Wars was internal politics.
Oh.
I mean, everybody, that was the biggest running show Netflix had. And there was an argument among producers in there. And then they just like, oh, well, fine. I'm going to hold my breath. I'm going to hold my breath. And they canceled it.
That's what I hate. Just that other aspects could bring down a show.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like it's gonna get a season 2 because I feel like the Korean dramas and Korean zombies, they're just really at they're at the height right now. Everybody loves it, and just marrying the two, I don't see why I wouldn't get a season 2.
And I think the Koreans rocked it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Train to Busan, Peninsula, All of Us Are Dead, some of the other shows they have done, they have just, pun intended, they've breathed new life into the living dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did.
Kingdom was awesome.
Yes. Oh,
Kingdom, that's
Kingdom.
Yes.
Like when I watched,
that's getting another season, right?
Plus, it's got a few spin-off movies.
It does, yeah.
When I watched the end of this, I was like, this was good, but it was no Kingdom. So
we all got spoiled with Kingdom.
Yeah. Kingdom.
And there was another Korean series. It wasn't necessarily zombies. It was more like Resident Evil type monsters that took place in an old apartment building.
It's what was it called?
Yeah.
We were watching it too. We didn't finish it though.
K-pop zombie spin-off.
We'll do the like Michael Jackson Thriller with all the.
It can happen. Don't knock it. It can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they would do something like that up there. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, Jamie, I guess we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, it's been a great discussion tonight. These were some really good episodes, and I'm glad everybody was able to make it. If you want to go ahead and everybody just let the viewers know where they can find you, your social media on that. If you want to go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so my website is jbowerauthor.com. Twitter is the same, jbowerauthor. Facebook, Instagram, pretty easy to find me. Come on by and stalk me.
Sweet home. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
JB.
Jay.
Mostly you can find me on Facebook. Just search JB Havens. All my books are on Amazon, and I'm on Instagram too at JB Havens Author. I don't do Twitter or anything.
Bethany.
I am on Facebook at Bethany Stutzman Author Page, and I'm on Instagram at Miss Monster Hunter, and then I'm on TikTok at Miss Monster Hunter.
And Sylvester.
Okay, so you can find me at sylvesterbarzy.com. On all social media, I am at Sylvester Barzy. If you go to Amazon right now, you can get Planet Dead for 99 cents. I don't want to guilt anybody, but it is Black History Month, so you could go buy my book for 99 cents. And yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else going on. I don't think so. Hardcover is coming out soon.
Oh,
So.
Oh, that's cool. Scott.
Best place to find me, Scott Baker's Demon Hunters on Facebook. That's where I talk about everything that's coming up. You can also find me on the Twitter, Instagram. I'm not there much. Or you can go to my Scott M. Baker authors page on Facebook. Everything I've got published is there. And keep your eyes out, because with Nurse Alyssa 8 coming out at the end of March, I will be doing some freebies and some sales of the rest of the Nurse Alyssa series next month.
Nice.
Okay, great. You guys can find me on Facebook, Jamie Hernandez Fan Club. I'm there every day. That's the easiest place to find me. I'm on other social media, but like JB, I don't really do much with Twitter or anything. So Facebook, and of course, you can find all of us in Horror Writers Inc., our Facebook group, and yeah, of course, Amazon too.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's it for tonight. We'll be back next week, next Sunday, same time, to discuss the last 3 episodes of the show. We're really looking forward
Wrap
to
it
that.
up.
Yeah. Everybody can join us. So, thanks, everybody. Good night.
See ya.
See you next week.
Bye.
All right.